Hello, everyone, and welcome to MailChimp, a tour of MailChimp. I just want to start off with a little bit of introduction about kind of who I am and my intention behind this. My name is Lasha Watson, and I want to start by thank you very much for taking the time to check out this video and hear a little bit of what I have to say. For me, I have been an entrepreneur since I was 21 years old. I knew I was unemployable, and business was something for me. Entrepreneurship was just kind of a passion, a drive for me, and was my avenue to be able to create the life I desired and to do the things that I wanted to do. And through my journey of running a business, it's been interesting how I've had employees, I've had coordinators and a team that I work with, and over those years, it's there's always new trends and always new tips and tools for us to use. And the one thing that I have learned is how important communication is. Communication is really important. To build relationships. And so, my previous business, I was an instructor of a system called the Body Talk system. And so I taught all across Canada, and it was a way that I needed to learn how can I organize who my students are, who came to my public presentations, who are my mentoring clients. And so ChipMail was a really easy way for me to organize my categories of who I was working with, but also allowed me a lot more ease to do communication. And so I feel that communication is a key. It's what builds trust. And so it doesn't matter what business is you're listening to this, trust is a really important key that you're going to need to establish before anyone joins your team or wants to purchase your product or to just be connected with you. And so that's why I've been using this tool as a way for me to keep communication, to share my story, give tidbits, to stay in the line so people know that I'm actually a real person and hear my story, and they can allow them to connect and to share with me. And so this is just a key aspect I feel that is really important, and a tool that I want to share with you guys. Now, of course, as we learn something new, it can be overwhelming. We can feel stressed as we try to learn something and not remembering how did we get there, what does that mean. So I just want to set a clear intention today. My intention is for us to be able to learn and explore this ChipMail with ease, with grace, with glory and fun, but really also to feel inspired of how can we use this tool to enhance your communication, to enhance your ability to build relationships with your leads, with your clients, with your perhaps there are already people who have purchased your product that you want to just stay in touch with. Perhaps they are people who are interested in starting to join your team, or perhaps it's your teammates of who you're wanting to establish communication and a relationship with. So whatever area or line of business you are, this can serve you and help you. Okay, so as we do this, at any time, anyone here on live, if you want to use the chat, if you just go to the bottom of the icons on the bottom, there's that chat button. Please feel free to share your ideas and comments as you go. I would like this to be interactive. And if you are catching the replay, I'd love for you to use that communication too. So wherever you've seen that post, you're getting the link, go back to the post and share. What did you think? How did you feel? Maybe even share how you're going to integrate this into your business to spread that to everybody. Okay, so let's begin. I'm just going to share my screen so you guys can see step by step as to how we're going to use ChipMail. Okay, so share screen. Perfect. So chipmail.com, there's two versions. There's a free version and there is a paid version. I've always just used the free version. It has so many tips and tools that I use that I didn't need to worry about the paid. But I'm sure maybe if you go and you can evolve, then you may notice that you want to upgrade it to that as well, but it's not necessary for what we're learning today too. All right, so there, right here, you can go up to sign up for free. What it's going to ask you is for your email. You're going to create a password, just like you do to any program, really. So I have already done that. So I'm just going to go in and log in. Okay. And then, of course, you're going to put your email. You're going to use your password, log in. I always keep me logged in so my computer remembers. If you don't do that, please write it down so that you can remember to get into it. Okay, so our first overview, I guess, a kind of overview of what we're going to explore today. So we're going to help you guys create an account, which it's simple to do. We're going to start exploring how you can create a list. So the first item is creating a list. So here, as soon as you log in, this is what it's going to look like on the inside. And here's lists. So this was my first step that I did. I started to establish the types of lists that I needed so I could organize who my contacts are. And so perhaps it is a lead that you may have. So, so here, I'll show you how we do this. List. So it could be you're creating a list for your leads. It could be a list for your team. It could be a list that you're wanting to do. However, it doesn't matter whatever areas. It could be even maybe you went to a conference and those are your contacts from that conference. Perhaps you did an expo and these are all your leads from the expo. So if you're wanting to just keep it nice and categorized and organized, this is how you'll do it. So you come here to the lists. And then on the right hand corner, you'll see the gray button that says create list. And that's what you're going to do. New list or groups, that's what you'll do. You'll create the list, click that gray button again, and it's just loading. And so here, then, this is how you'll keep organized and defined. So you're just going to do your list name. So we'll do test 1, 2, 3. It's going to ask you from your email that you're going to be synchronizing this with. So whatever email you want to. So if someone were to reply to an email sent from here, it will go to that email inbox. And so Gmail is my email that I use. And so when anybody replies to an email I've sent here, it will go directly back to my email. Then also default name, so people know who you are, just in case they forgot. And then if you scroll down here, you are also going to do a reminder of how or why they wanted to join your list. And so if it was a conference, you can just say door prize slip, more information from conference, or you loved what I had to say and wanted to learn more about me and my team, whatever the case might be. There's no right or wrong, but just a summarizing of how that person, how you got their email. You're going to set up your contact information, which will be part of your opportunity for creating this. And then you'll just hit save. And then from here, as soon as you've kind of created your title, then you can start now adding a contact. You can click there. You'll just add their name, their email, add a subscriber. You can put their email address, first and last name. You just click that they've given you permission, or perhaps they were already on a list that you already have, and subscribe them. So it's quite simple. I'll just do mine just so that you guys can get a feel for it. Stay true. First name, last name. This person gave me permission, and then you're going to subscribe them. And then you're creating your list. Okay, our mission was accomplished. Okay, now, oops, I want to go back to where I was. Now, what I also want to show you guys is once you've created a list that you're wanting to do, a neat thing you can do with this is create a sign-up form. So for all of you guys who are watching this, you joined one of my lists. You Chimp Mail training is what I think I called it, and then I created a sign-up form. Now, creating a sign-up form, this is kind of like your first way of creating a bit of a funnel. And so you guys all clicked that link to register for this webinar, and then it gave you a confirmation that you're registered. It gave you a nice little email. Here's the webinar login, and thank you for registering. I'll see you then. And so that's a really simple way if you are wanting to get them to join your list, or to give a piece of information. And if you're wanting them to join your contact list or join a webinar, this is a simple way you can do it. So what you do is just click the general forms, and that's going to create a list for them to automatically sync you into creating your contact list. Okay, so you're going to create a sign-up form. Perfect. So this, down here, you'll see here is your sign-up form with your URL that you're going to use. That's what they'll click, and it'll take you to the landing pages. So here, it's really neat. You get to choose what type of information are you wanting them to enter. So you can mold and create your landing page to whatever information you want. So here on the right-hand side, you can ask, what is their birthday? What is their address? Perhaps their phone number, perhaps their website if you're wanting to do some cross-marketing, they like yours and you like them, or whatever kind of promo you want there. But if you're wanting to, the phone number is a nice one to add in there, so then once they've registered, or perhaps they're wanting more information or something, then you have their contact information, you can give them a phone call. Okay, so then you can add any of these to there. So you'll click phone, and look, right on here, it will actually increase and just add whatever information that you'd like them to input to create your list. Okay, so that's the first thing. So if you're wanting to create a form for people to come in and to click to generate your leads or a list, that's how you can do that. But also for here, if you go up to the sign up form here, what it also does is it gives you the opportunity to create and customize what they're seeing. So for an example, confirmation thank you page. That's what I had created when you guys all had clicked you're not a robot, and then it gave you the confirmation that thank you for registering. So here's how you would do that. It would go right here, and you can edit to whatever you'd like it to do. So we can just kind of show you the example here. Thank you for registering for our MailChimp training. And it has a nice spell check for us there. We can correct that. And then this is where I also put, here's the Zoom link perhaps, or the date and time, see you there. Whatever you want to say there, you can just send your own personal message. Then you're going to close that. But then also here, oh yeah, so while you're in here, you can actually change the font. You can change if you're wanting it in the center of the page. So here we can highlight it here. That looked a little too big, so I would change my font size, or maybe a different style you want, a little bit funkier. Size, I only maybe want size 14, and I'd like it to be centered in the page. Save and close. So those are similar tools that you'll see using Word document or things like that. This is very similar. Bold it, underline it, create it however you like to make it look. And look, there we go. Looks a little bit different. Also down here, you can add some more information if you choose. Continue to our website. That's what I have linked. So if you ever wanted to explore, that's linked to my personal website. And then they can continue to check me out, get more information, see who I am, what I have to offer. And it's like, wow, gee, she's real. I've signed up and it's personable, and here is who she is. So that is step one, is how to create your list, organizing your list with your name and your category, how you can add people manually. We added myself there. This is another option of how people can add to your list, is by creating your sign-up form and making the first step kind of a funnel system for them to join and to log into your list. So perhaps it was just thank you for registering for my webinar, or thank you for joining my contact list. I look forward to sharing my blog, or whatever information you're wanting them to have signed up for. Okay, awesome. So that is our first step. Starting there was creating your lists. And so now we have people that are automatically signing up. They're adding their name into here and building all of our potential relationships. And now it's like you have these relationships, we need to nurture them. So we have all these leads, you've inputted them, you have your list, and now we need to nurture them. We need to share our story, we need to be able to relate with them, keep in communication, know that they're valued and appreciated. And this is how we can start doing this, is through some emails. And so here I go to campaigns. Create a campaign, you can click either button, and we'll go through now. The step we're going to do is how to create an email and different variations of information that you can include within that email. And so click Create Campaign. Here you have a few options. I personally use Create an Email, but there are different variations. I welcome you to go play with them and explore what you like, but I'm just going to keep it simple to creating an email. So my campaign name is going to be "Thank you for joining me today. Joining our training." Oops, joining me today. Okay, so then we're going to begin. So now this is the title. This is what I'm wanting my email to be about. And then we're going to come to this category, add recipients. Who are we going to send this email to? So you can choose your lists. I have a variety of lists down here that I've used over the years, but we're going to use our MailChimp training to all of our subscribers. To personalize the field, this is if you want them to use their name. So in their sign-up list, you would have put your first and last name. Here you could then personalize it to use their first name. Okay, so merge their name to the email. And then we're going to define who it is. So we're going to save that information. And then we've got to define who it's from. And so we're going to confirm that this is the name and email that we want to verify that who it's coming from. And then we're going to hit save. And then we're going to add a subject. So what are they wanting your email to look like? So thank you for joining me today. You can change it to whatever you want. So that's what's going to show up in their subject of their email. And maybe just a thank you. We're going to save that. And then we're going to design an email. And we're going to go through here. We're going to design an email. This is what allows it to look a little bit more professional. Once again, there's going to be different templates that you can play around with, getting your feedback, and different styles of maybe where you want to put information, how much information you want to put into it. Mine generally are very common, so I use the basic draft. But of course, it's going to be all based on what you want it to look like and what information you're going to want to input there. Okay, so here, this is the email from the browser. I always just add, whether it's a tagline, it's a quote, whatever you want. We're just going to change that to thank you. Here, you can drop an image. So here we're going to go browse here. We're going to browse. We're going to upload an image. So you guys have seen that. We had the quote with the, you don't build a business, you build people. That was my picture that you'd seen. So you'll upload whatever image that you would like to use. So you'll have maybe a variation. As you build and you use these, you'll see more and more in your uploads. And then what we will do, I'll just upload one from my computer. So we'll upload. It'll give me all variations of, thank you, image one. I'm not sure which one. Oh, that one's. Thank you we'll just pick one here. I'm not too sure what we're going to pop up, but it's going to upload my image here, right on. So then it will show you the picture just gets synced right there. And then here, you're going to just select here, and you're going to change your draft. And whatever you're wanting to say to them. Hello. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. Today it was a lot of fun. Please find the link to our recording below. And whatever you're wanting to do. So you can kind of just create your text. And then once again, here on the right hand side, you can do your font of whatever style that you perhaps want. You could change your size, you can underline it, you can do different colors here. So let's just save and close. That's my text. But on here on the right hand side, you're going to see different areas. So if you're wanting to add an extra box, if you're wanting to do some more images, you can do that. The nice thing here, so down on the bottom, social, you can integrate this into your Facebook, Instagram. You can have all that information down here and have it linked, so when they click the Facebook, they'll take them right automatically to your Facebook. It's quite fun. But also, these are things, you know, personalizing it, putting it a footer, what would you like every time for it to say at the end. But one of the cool things I like is creating a button. So coming over here, this is where you can draw your button. And so up here, then you get to edit it. So instead of buy now, I always will say, click me for recording. And then what you can do here is below, you're going to link it to. So perhaps you have a YouTube video that you're wanting them to be synced to, or if you're wanting to, a file. So if they're wanting to download maybe a worksheet or a workbook, or you want them to download something, then you just click, so you can link it to a web address to go lead them to somewhere. You can link them to an email address. You can file is where it's kind of what I want to show you. So then here you can upload a file. So whether it's a Word document, I have people that maybe it's a meditation that I've added that they can download and listen to a meditation. Whatever it is you're wanting them to click to. So it's kind of fun here. We'll just kind of pick this one just because it's there. And then you'll just click. You can either upload it from your computer like we did the image, or you can just click it and it will insert. So then when they go to click that button, it will let them. So maybe click me for meditation, just because that was there, meditation. So now when they click that button, it's going to be automated. You're going to save and close. And now it's really easy that they can now click that button to receive whatever information that you're wanting to. Now also here, video. This is a neat way where you can add a video, perhaps, underneath your thank you, or you can put it above. So you'll just drop this here. You'll put your, let me just see if we can find one here. I'll open up YouTube for a quick minute. And just kind of show you how, because in our, for those people who are running a business like me, you're going to have your links within your YouTube channel, my channel, and you're going to have all your different URLs here. Let's just kind of pull this one up. Let's pause that, just so that I can get the. Sorry, guys. I should have maybe one of those links saved here, right here. So then I'll get your video URL. You'll copy that, copy, and then you'll come back here and you'll put it here to your video URL. You'll paste it, and then if you're wanting to write something like whatever the case be. So when you guys open up your email, as a thank you with my recording, you'll see me here today with my YouTube video. You can edit any text that you want. Oh dear. Once again, so here you can change the caption to whatever you ever like it to be. Wrong spot. Let's have fun learning new skills. Something. Save and close. So now then you have an automatic video. So your emails can be whatever you like it to be. You can be more pictures and images. You can insert videos that it could be you talking and sharing and offering the opportunity, whatever the case may be. It could just be when you have a lead and you just have a message of the day. It could be weekly messages. So you kind of can decide as to how often you want to connect and to improve that communication with your peeps. Right. So then you can hit save and close. So mine doesn't really look that professional, really. Well, it does. It looks professional, but it's not really organized. I'm just showing you different options of what you can include there. Now, it's interesting here. Actually, I wanted to show you another tool here, which is nice. Here, you can send a test email. And so I usually do this before I send any email out. I'll send it to me. I'll go and I'll click to make sure the video worked. I'll go and click my buttons and make sure my buttons work, and just making sure everything downloaded and synced really well. So there you can always do your test email so that you know you can check out what does it look like and confirm that your design is how it looks. Then it's really simple. So here it's just giving us step by step of what you need to do next. We've defined of who we're going to send it to our contact list. We're saying who we are and why and who it's from. We're going to define our subject. What is it they want to read? And can make it catchy, something that they want to maybe catch their attention to. Your tagline, look at a catchy tagline to, especially if they're recurring contacts that you're wanting to get them. So try to kind of come up with something catchy that will be like, oh yeah, what is that? And they'll want to kind of hit open on their email. Right on. Here you can then post it to Facebook if you choose. So once you feel, hey, this is awesome. It looks great. I have everything I want. You have two options now. You can hit send here on the right hand and it will send automatically. And but if you want to schedule this is the key that I really like. I like to schedule. So here you can pick out your date, your time as to when it's going to be delivered automatically. So perhaps you're going to schedule this for today, but it's going to be going out at 8 p.m. instead of 8 instead of right now. You're going to then hit schedule campaign. And it's just scheduling. Rock on. You're going to rock on. It is all scheduled. It is set to go. And perfect. Now, you have now sent our first one and we've scheduled it. So you can schedule them to happen. So perhaps your leads, you're wanting to send them something every Monday and Thursday prior to a webinar. And so maybe you'll do a daily reminder of just something motivational, saying, hey, you know, maybe it's something catchy, something motivating, something that is a general useful tool that they can integrate into their life and use as a practical tool. Then below and say, hey, join us tonight for a webinar. And so then it gives it a bit more personality, it connects to it, they hear your story, and it makes you real. It makes you heard, and it shows that you care. So the material that you're giving is maybe useful tips and tools that you feel useful that they can learn and grow with as well. So the nice thing also that I like here, so we've gone through here, we've done a campaign, we've gone through our template, what we like, we've used our list, and then reports. So here it's nice that you get to now see who's opening your emails, who isn't, what time of day maybe is working better, and so it will show what is your percentage, how many people opened it, and all that information. So it's really useful for you to start tracking and saying, hey, when I send something at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting an 80% rate versus 10 o'clock in the morning. Or, you know, try different time frames, and it's going to start showing you when your contacts are actually awake, when they're most active, and then you'll know when to send your information out. And so, you know, I noticed, you know, when if I do something through the weekend, Sundays are really good. A lot of people open them. It's earlier in the mornings. Perhaps their kids are still sleeping or whatever the case might be. So you'll just start identifying, okay, this is the best time for me to actually connect with my market. And everybody's is going to be different, but at least you have the skill set to identify who's opening it, when they're opening it, and what they're liking. So, you know, I noticed that that my taglines, I've learned how to mold them because, oh, that one was catchy, I like what I said there. Or and the material, hey, a lot more people opened this, it must have caught their attention, and whatever. So we learn a little bit more about us and our market, and what's working and what isn't working. Awesome. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys today for our simple, basic train through the MailChimp tool. And so I hope maybe you can use this tool for you within your business. Hopefully I will help you generate maybe some more leads of how you can get people to sign up automatically. But at the end of the day, it's something that I found useful that has saved me time. So the days that I'm really creative, I have my working hours, my non-negotiable time set. This is what I do. I can have my week's emails pre-set up, and then I'm ready to go. So this is just kind of wrapping up what I have here. So I'm going to maybe just open it up. If there are any questions, I will stop my share here. I'm going to go back to here. And so, yeah, so hopefully I will have this recording sent off to you guys. If there is any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. So what I do personally is I try to send out a blog once every 2 weeks. So there's kind of an article that I've kind of written, something that I had been going through, something I'd learned, something that I read. I like to do a video blog, and so that's kind of just sharing a bit of through a video. And then what I've started noticing is which ones are working, which ones are getting better leads, but just a way for me to share general information to contacts, but more of a personal way to their inbox. They can see it. Then once again at the bottom, we can link them to join a webinar or check out your website, just to build that rapport, that relationship with them. I don't see any questions coming up in the chat, but wherever you are receiving this information, I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know, how did it work for you? What did you learn? Maybe did you get some ideas of how you can maybe generate or nurture your relationships with your leads, of how you can maybe make it more personable and more communication. And so the more that we can kind of keep and open up this discussion, this dialogue, we can all learn and grow and evolve from. So yes, I'm just going to end this recording. I just want to thank you for taking the time, for coming and exploring this with me. And I'd love to connect and keep in contact with you guys through whatever form you are receiving this information. So wishing you guys much of success. I hopefully you've learned some tools that you can go out and expand and open yourself with your contacts, and having an awesome year. So hopefully you guys can get some results and enjoy doing it. Wishing you guys all an awesome day. Bye-bye.